Hello, welcome to Thursday night here with Something's Puzzling Gus. You will notice it is just I, the D half of D&J Plays, maybe the G half, the Gus half, whatever you would like to call me, I will answer to it. I am glad to be here with you. I am flying solo tonight because my lovely wife is flying literally off to Seattle. She is heading to OrcaCon to play games and see friends, and I'm going to be holding down the fort here, trying to keep myself and SB alive. That is my goal for the next few days. We are bummed that we both couldn't get to go. We are still working on getting our community of dog sitting folks up and running, but there will come a day where that will be true in our new area of the country, and then Jess and I will get to travel to these things together. But do not fret, do not feel sorry for me, because I get to go to a convention all by my onesie in March, heading back to Portland, where we hailed from for 15 years. There is a awesome convention there called GameStorm, so I get to go do that and hopefully see some friends and play a lot of games there too. But yeah, I hope you all are having the best possible week you can. If you live here in the States, it's gnarly, and I know there's a lot of weight. I feel a lot of weight as we are going through some crazy, crazy times. And so I'm glad to be in this space because I get to do something I really enjoy, be with some people that I really enjoy, and hopefully find a outlet to breathe and rest, and hope that's the case for you as well. So grateful to be here with you. I think it's been a couple weeks since we made our way through that exit advent calendar. We had some holidays in there. We had a lovely time at Christmas. We had just a lot of great family time here in the Central Oregon area. Everybody was safe, mostly healthy. There was a little bit of COVID happened, but thankfully not to us. But all the relatives with that are healing up nicely. But yeah, we had a really great time, and New Year's was good and chill, and somehow we're in 2026. That's nuts. We're gonna blink, and Jess and I are gonna be doing another advent calendar for Christmas 2026. But tonight that is not the case. Tonight we're gonna get to do one of my Christmas presents. So here's a cool thing that happened. Jess's folks live in the Reno area, and there are a couple of gaming designers companies that kind of hail from there, and her folks were at a craft fair and were kind of just checking things out and looking for stuff, Christmas presents potentially, and there was a booth with at least two different gaming companies there. One of them was somebody that we had met years ago at GameStorm, that Portland convention. A very nice gentleman named Tucker, I believe his name's Tucker, who is the designer, owner, runner of Card Lords. And they designed a game, the name's escaping me, it's a pirate game. They got us that. But then also, they got us Fliptown, which is a roll and write that I got to play at GameStorm. It's circular. Everything in our lives centers around GameStorm somehow. It's like 2 degrees of GameStorm. Hey, Gameritis! Happy New Year to you as well. 10 in text. 10 in text. So as long as at least one eye's on the road and one eye's on the texting, we got you covered. 10 and text. I'm going to try to... You can't see what I'm doing, but I am doing a 10 in text. But yeah, at GameStorm a couple years ago, I think, I met up with a buddy, and he had just gotten Fliptown, which is a design by a gentleman called Stephen Aramini, who happens to hail from Reno and was there at that craft fair selling his game. I had a great time playing it. I wanted it. We don't have a whole lot of Old West games, and so I was excited to play one that I really enjoyed. It's a roll and write, well, flip and write. And that is a huge thing that Jess and I love. So I was like, oh man, Jess needs to try this one. And lo and behold, we open up a Christmas present, and there it is, our own copy of Fliptown. So bought from the designer, very exciting. Oh, we got a TNG in the house. Hi, TNG. We got all of the coasts and locations of this United States well covered here with the lovely people. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you, TNG. Yeah, so it was really cool that the game that I got to play was funny. So we were at this convention the year that I played this, and my buddy texts because he's already at GameStorm and I'm on my way. And he's like, "Yeah, the lights went out here, so not sure how they're going to do this or what's going to happen. But what's cool is, and maybe you've had a power outage that you've had to endure at your own place. Board games play well with just a little bit of light. So we got our phones out." We had them propped up on the table. There was some light coming in from windows, and even though the entire hotel was dark and the room was dark, it was full of board gamers still playing this lovely analog hobby. Speaking of power outages that we had to survive with games, several years ago in the Portland area, I think it was just after the pandemic started, so it was like early 2020s. There was this crazy ice storm that came through, and it put tons and tons of ice on everything. And because of all that ice sitting on branches and stuff of trees in the middle of winter, all these dead branches break off. They start hitting power lines all over the city. There was like hundreds of thousands of people in Portland that were out of power. Our power got knocked out. My parents' power got knocked out. My sister's family. So Jess and I, we were like in our house and we got no power, and we're being told it could be a long time. And it ended up being about 36 hours before we got power back. We're like, okay, I can't work. I guess we're off. And we got the heater out. We got our board games out and a couple lanterns, and we survived the pandemic, or the power outage, I should say, playing board games. My parents were out for 7 days, and my sister's family were out for 10 days. So it was a wild, wild time. We luckily got ours on pretty quick. We just luck of the draw on where they got things fixed. But board games are great that way. And today I'm excited to show you guys Fliptown. I don't know if any of you have heard of this one. I think it was a Kickstarter a few years ago, and I was really interested in it, so I'm excited to have it. I am going to drop us down to the table. We are going to do a little teach, and then we're going to play the solo game. All right, that's a little bright. It's got the dry erase boards, and they like to shine and reflect light. So sorry about the little reflection here, but it's cool to have these dry erase boards. They're like quad fold, so they fold up to like this. It's cool. The only thing I don't like about this is, like, theoretically this game could play as many people as you wanted. It's one of those type of roll and writes, but you only get 4 boards. So we'll have to check to see if they sell more of the boards on their website or something, so that we can increase how many people we could sit down and play this game with. But Fliptown, we're in the Old West. We're gonna go try to just do all the Old Westy things. There is a trail that we're going to be going down on our trusty steed. There are some badlands where we can do bad things, like steal chickens and cows and rob stagecoaches. There is a mine where we can go get our pickaxe out and try to find some gold. There is a cemetery where we can go do a wee little bit of grave robbing. And then there's town where you can go and get all kinds of helpful things to try to do those things better. And at the end of every round, we're going to be playing 3 rounds. We're going to be building poker hands, and how well of a poker hand that we build is going to dictate some extra points that we get. So it's a really cool kind of mechanic that we get to play with these cards. So standard deck, cool little... I can't wait for its sequel and Flip Voyage, its ocean themed one. Ooh, I am immediately going to check that out after this stream, Gamer Eyes. I had no idea there was more coming. So that is exciting because I think this is a great game, and Jess might like an ocean themed one better. I like this theme. I like kind of all the aesthetic, and the artwork is really cool. One thing was, so we got a De Beer game a little while ago. That was an Old West game, and unfortunately, they put some very questionable art choices into it, and they caught a ton of flack, rightfully so. They were working on making some corrections, but we didn't want to keep it, so we got rid of it. But this one has only some face cards with some people artwork on it. The rest of it is pretty, standard Western fare. So it's got the Queen, which is a nice redhead outlaw. We've got, trying to find the others. The Queen, Jack, Queen, and King. Jack has a bandana clad, a masked outlaw. And then there is the King. The King has the pretty classic bandito. It's got the straps of bullets across the chest and sombrero. We're like, okay, that's not bad. Like it, it's pretty standard fare. But what we came to find out in the rule book, the artist of this, a lady named Naomi Farrell, is actually the great granddaughter of Pancho Villa himself, the Mexican outlaw, and this is her homage to him. So this is Pancho Villa, her great grandfather. She drew him and put him into the game, and I was like, I feel like we got legit connections all the way through here. So this is a well done, well themed game, and we're gonna have some fun playing it. I am going to include so there is a standard way that you can start where you get like a certain amount of cash and a certain amount of gold to get yourself going. But there is also optionally characters that you can be. The characters give you different starting resources, so different amounts of money and gold, but also a one-time special ability throughout the game that's kind of themed towards them. Oh yeah, game ready. So if you have the rule book, it's like all the way in the back in the special thanks section. I was just kind of flipping through it, and it talked about that connection to Pancho Villa for the artist. So I thought that was really cool. So I'm going to choose one of these characters to play. So you can play it just as a starter where everybody gets the same starting resources, or you can kind of do it this way where everybody gets a character. And then I'm going to be playing against a cowbot. There is Billy the Kid, Black Bart, Calamity Jane, and Wyatt Earp. Those are the 4 different cowbots that you can play against. They each also have a special ability, and these are for the solo game. So if you're playing solo, it gives you an opponent that's going to score points in various ways. And so I'm going to do that. And there is a fun way. So all of the characters have a card value. You can see in the upper left-hand corner. King, 5, 3, etc. And the cowbots have the suits: spade, diamond, heart, club. And you can randomly have your choice be drawn by the deck. So I randomly drew the 8 of clubs. So I am going to play the character number 8. I am going to be the miner. And that was the clubs. So my cowbot opponent is the clubs opponent, Wyatt Earp. So that is going to be my game this time. So that's a nice way to kind of keep things changing up. I'm going to just throw those up there. Give this a quick shuffle. Now, this is a game that's played over 3 rounds. Oh, I love Tombstone as well. What a great movie. I try to watch Westerns every now and again. One of the ones I really liked, I haven't seen it in a long time, but it just always stuck with me, was 3:10 to Yuma. A couple actors in that one that I really enjoy. But yeah, well done Western. It was really cool. listen to a lot of old radio plays. So when I was growing up, we were in an RV a lot, going around the United States, and my parents would do a lot of radio dramas that they would play over the stereo, and it would play through the entire motorhome. And so I'd lay back on the back bed back when nobody really cared about wearing seatbelts in a motorhome. And we'd be rolling down the road, and I'd just be listening to these radio dramas, and there was some old West ones that they would play a lot. So I just had this, fondness. So I started finding podcasts that would play them, and there's one called Gunsmoke that's a favorite, all the old West tales. Okay, so as the miner, I'm going to start with 1 cash and 5 gold. So I'm a good miner, apparently, because I already have 5 gold. And what we're going to be doing throughout this game is we have this deck of cards. We're going to be playing over 3 rounds, and there's going to be 5 turns per round. At the start of the round, we're going to draw 3 cards off the top of this deck, flip them face up. Oh, look at this. King, King, Jack. All face cards. So we've got the King of Diamonds, the King of Spades, and the Jack of Spades. With these 3 cards, we're going to go to a particular location, execute. So the location is going to be determined by the suit of one of the cards. What we're going to get to do there is going to be determined by the value of another card. And then the third card is going to go into the pot to make up our first poker hand. And that we're going to do that 5 times so that we get 5 cards to make up our poker hand. We're going to end the round. We're going to go through some end of round stuff, and then we'll go into the second round. We'll do that all again. So there are 4 different locations that are driven by suit. If I chose a heart, which I don't have this round, but in future turns I can do that, I would go hit the trail. And so a heart card would determine that I'm going to the trail. Another card would determine the value that I would be able to go on the trail with. And these are all incrementing up. You can't really see it, but each of these cards that you can kind of see a white square has a value in it, and it says greater than or equal to. So it starts from ace as 1 and goes up to king. And as long as the card I chose is larger than that value, I can go to a spot on that trail. I can actually skip out to as many spots as I want, as long as the card that I chose has a value greater than those spaces. I don't get the rewards from any of the places that I skip. I get only the rewards from the ones that I stop at. So with a heart, I can go out here. With a high value, I can go out and continue out down the trail. And later on in town, there is a place where I can get a horse that would allow me to go out faster because I can add a value of 6 onto whatever card I assign here. So in each of these places, there are things that I can go buy that are going to make it easier to keep going out. So hearts to the trail. Spades go to the Badlands where I can do some crime, robbery. So if I put a spade out here, I can go to the Badlands. On the top row, I can steal chickens, and that's for values 2, 3, and 4. Next row, 5, 6, and 7s, I can steal cows. 8s, 9s, and 10s, I can go rob some stagecoaches. And Jack, Queen, or King, I can go rob trains. When I go to rob, the card value is going to determine which one I can go do, and I can only do each of them once. And I'm going to flip over another card and try to have that card be greater than or equal to what I just chose. So low numbers, it's going to be easiest to achieve because my odds of having the card come off the deck being higher than where I went are good. But if I want to go rob the trains, I have to be able to beat a Jack, Queen, or a King with whatever comes off of this deck, which is hard. There's not much in the deck that beats that. So there are ways to make that better. I can get some guns, but also the more rich of a robbery I do, I get more stuff, but I also get more wanted signs. And wanted signs are potentially bad because I could get arrested by the sheriff. So the bigger the crime, the more wanted, the more notorious of a criminal I might be. So that's the spade action. Diamonds, I can go mining, which makes sense, right? Diamond mines. And with these, I start moving from the top, the mine entrance, and going down through tunnels that are going to get harder to go through. Less values of cards are going to go to each one. So in the first ones, it's very easy. An ace through a 7 means I can go down the left mine shaft. An 8 through a king on a card value means I can go down the right mine shaft. When I go down to the next level, I have to start from the one that I went to or go back up to the beginning and start from there. I can go ace through 4 here, 5 through 7 here. You know, so the windows of card values get smaller and smaller as you try to go down, and obviously you get better stuff as you go. And then all the way down at the bottom, if you get down to that last row, there are some end game bonuses that you can achieve depending on things that you do throughout the game. So if you can get really deep in the mine, which I might want to do because I am the miner, I might be able to get pretty far down in the mine, which would be great. Oh, I'm already erasing on accident my stuff. I got to be careful here. Don't want to lose my gold. Clubs. So the clubs take me to town, and each town spot requires a different value of card to go to, and they all do different things. So there's an undertaker, which helps me do good stuff in the cemetery. There's a bank, which I can kind of go bet on what kind of cards might come out of the draw and get money or points if I do. There's a hideout, which would help me get rid of a few wanted signs. There's a church, which would help me get rid of some wanted signs. I can go buy guns. I can buy horses, you know, so all kinds of stuff in town, depending on what building I go to. Unlike the Badlands, where you can only go to each of those places once, in town, I can go to any of them as many times as I want. Some of them you have to go to multiple times to get better stuff. You can go once, get a basic thing, and go again later and get a better thing. When you go to the town, each of the buildings gives you a special bonus the first time you go there. If you go again, you don't get that bonus, but you still can do whatever the ability of that building is. Okay, so those are the 4 suits. Hearts on the trail, spades through the Badlands, diamonds through the mining, clubs through town. There also is the cemetery. If you got some cards that maybe didn't really give you a good setup to go to a place that you wanted to go to or could go to, you can always ignore those 2 cards and go to the cemetery and do any of these, starting adjacent to the... Actually, I think you can do any of them. So the center one is already circled. Anytime you go to one of them, if you have achieved both grave robberies on each side of a bonus, you get the bonus in between. So you start with one circled in the middle. If I go to the one up here, I get to get a hammer, which helps me. The hammer helps me where? Oh, down here. The hammer helps me earn money in between rounds. There also, you'll see there's a heart, a diamond. Some of these have spade bonuses. Those mean I get to go to that place where that suit controls, and I get to do a free action over there of whatever value I want. So the grave robber cemetery, I can go to ignoring 2 of the cards. The 3rd card, even if I go to the cemetery, will still be part of my poker hand. So I have to still choose one of the cards to continue making my poker hand, and at the end of the round, we'll have 5. So we're going to do that 5 times. Then after we've done those 5 turns, oh, I forgot to say, one of the things we're going to do as well is at the start of each round, we're going to take the top card off of the deck. I have not looked at it. I don't know what it is. That is the sheriff card. And we're going to talk about that in a second, because when we end a round after 5 turns, we are going to resolve our poker hand. So we're going to check how good of a hand of in poker that we got. And they got all the classics: pair, 3 of a kind, flush, full house, straight flush, all those kind of things. And each one gets you better and better money and points, which are these stars. So the better hand that you can achieve in your poker hand, the more rewards you're going to get at the end of the round. As long as you get at least a pair, you will get something. So more and more stuff could come, though, if you can really find a sweet set. Okay, so at the end of every round, we're going to resolve our poker hand, get our rewards. Then we're going to come down here and we're going to do a little bit of money earning. We're going to go panning for gold, and we're going to go doing some work with our hammers. There are 4 spots that we can achieve, 4 pans, gold pans, and 4 hammers that we can get through various ways throughout the game. At the end of every round, every pan that I have circled is going to achieve me a gold, that I get to use throughout the game. And every hammer that I have is going to earn me 2 cash. Now, cash can be spent in town to go buy yourself guns and horses, and you can donate to the church to get rid of some of your wanted signs. You can bribe the sheriff, all that kind of stuff. So cash is good for that. Gold helps you modify cards. So let's say you didn't really like the cards that you had. You can use 2 gold to modify a suit. So you got a value maybe that was really good, but you didn't like the suit of that card. You can swipe 2 of the gold and you can change the suit to whatever you want it to be. Or you can use 1 gold to modify the value of the card up or down 1 point. And you could spend more than 1 gold if you wanted to make a 9 into a 6 or something. You could spend 3. So that allows you to do some manipulation on the cards so you can get to the places that you want. I don't think that you can do that manipulation on the card that's going to be your poker card. So let me verify that, because I think... Right. So those are only for the cards that you're going to use to go to places and the value of the thing you're going to do there. They cannot be used to modify your poker cards. They cannot be used when you draw your robbery card and you're doing your check to see if you were successful in your robbery. You can't do anything to that card. It is what it is. And then lastly, you can't do it to the sheriff card. And so let's talk about sheriff. So after you've gotten your money for your work, we're going to see if the sheriff arrests us. When we do, so we are going to achieve wanted signs throughout the game. And so we're going to circle these as we become more and more notorious. And in everything, there is the possibility of getting some wanted signs. So anytime you go to the cemetery and rob a grave, wanted sign. Unless you become buddies with the, what do they call it? The, oh man. The grave digger? I forgot what they called him. So the person that kind of works the cemetery, you can become a buddy. The Undertaker. There we go. If you become buddies with the Undertaker, you can ignore the wanted signs because he's kind of like, hey, I'll let it slide. You go dig what you want to dig. So you can become wanted if you go there and you're not buddies with them. When you go mining, the deeper that you get, you could be encountering some wanted signs. They called it a jump in some claims. So you weren't super nice about where you got the gold. So you could be a bad guy there. When you go robbing stuff, if you steal a chicken, nobody cares apparently, except for, oh no, I guess they do. It's only 1 wanted sign though. If you steal a chicken, you only get wanted once. So like you're just a chicken stealer. But if you steal a cow, that's 2 wanted signs. If you rob a stagecoach, that's 3. And then if you can rob a train, then that's 4 wanted signs. So however many you have at the end of the round, we're going to check against this sheriff card. So we don't know what this is. This could be a card anywhere from an ace to a king. And aces count as 1, 2, 3, 4 to 10. Jacks count as 11. Queens count as 12. Kings count as 13. We're going to compare the sheriff card up against the wanted signs to see if we're arrested or not. If the sheriff card is greater or equal to the number of wanted signs that we have, we get away. We're fine. So that's our odds are best if we can keep our wanted signs low. But if the sheriff card is less than the wanted signs that we have, we were too notorious, we were too bad, we get arrested. When we get arrested, we have to either pay money or give up points, and that increments based on what round it happens in. So the farther into a round we go, the more money or points we lose if we do get arrested. So we may want to hit the church, go make some donations, get rid of some wanted signs, go to the hideout, yada, yada. All right, so let's kick this off. I am the miner, so I get my 1 cash and 5 gold as my starting resources, and I have a special ability once per game. Also, all of these special abilities on your characters, it's a 1 time per game thing. So once you've used it, you're done. Once per game, I may take a diamond action, a bonus diamond action. So I, at any point, can go down a level and do some mining, get the rewards there. I do not have to have the corresponding cards over here in the 3. So here's our 3. Here's what we're kicking off. I got a diamond and 2 spades. So my options for place that I go, I can go mining because I do have a diamond, or I can go robbing. However, I only have face cards. So if I go robbing, it's going to be up here on the trains, and those are the hardest things to do. So I may miss. Um, if you do miss, you get all the wanted signs because you tried to do the robbery. You get half of the points, so you still get something, but you get no money. So that seems risky. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go diamondine. So I'm going to use this one as my suit. We're going to the mine. And then I have a king and a jack. So both of those are going to send me down this side. So what I need to do is decide which of these I want to put into my poker hand. It is definitely going to be a spade. So I will circle the spade to indicate that that was the suit of the card. I'm feeling lucky with jacks. So I'm going to put the jack here in my poker hand. So I have a jack of spades. That's my first card in my poker hand. And I'm going to use the king to come down here. And in this first level of the mine, I get a mining pan, a gold pan, and 1 gold nugget. Now, anytime I use any of this stuff, I just cross it off and keep going. At the end of the game, those are worth points, you know, like kind of a 4-to-1 kind of thing. All right. That's the end of that turn. I probably should have chosen the king now that I'm thinking about it. No, I should choose the jack. Okay, so here's what I was just thinking. For the 5 turns in a round, we don't shuffle the cards back up. So things are being removed, and already 2 kings have been removed from this deck. But I want pairs or of a kinds, most likely. Trying to get a straight or a straight, was it a royal flush or anything like that? That's going to be tough. So I've got a better chance at getting some jacks, some additional jacks to come out of here because only one of them came off versus 2 kings have come off. So I'm going to stick with having taken the jack as my card. I'm going to flip 3 more. We're going into second turn. I got an ace of clubs, a 2 of hearts, and a queen of hearts. So I like the thought of going to town because if I can get some stuff working, then, or if I can get some stuff early, it's going to make all of my abilities to go do things easier. Oh, and I forgot. Wyatt Earp. Wyatt Earp has a special ability. At any point, if a club, because he is the club cowbot, if a club comes off in the flip of 3, his special ability triggers. His special ability is, if I gain any bonus actions this turn, Wyatt steals a card. Stealing a card means taking it off the top of the deck, putting it underneath Wyatt Earp, face down. I have no idea what it is. That card is no longer in the game, and at the end of the game, those cards are worth points to Wyatt Earp. So, a club came off this time. So his bonus will trigger if any bonus actions. So let's see what's defined as a bonus action. Is that just the 4? Okay. Yeah, so bonus actions are the 4 different suits. So I could go, if I go to one of those locations, or if I get a cemetery. So there are some bonus cemeteries. So if I avoid any of the town buildings that give a bonus action, then Wyatt Earp's not going to get to trigger his bonus ability. So my options are: I come to town with the club. I have a 2 and a queen left over as my options. With the 2, I can come to the bank. At the bank, I would spend $4 in order to bet on red or black for the rest of the game to give me points if all of the cards that come off are of that same color. So all reds, all blacks. I don't have $4, so I can't do that. The queen takes me down to the saloon where I can spend $2 and get a point. Limit 8 times per visit. You can spend up to $16 and get 8 points. Again, I don't have any money. What I do have is a lot of gold. So I can adjust the values on these things. Maybe it's not a good idea to come to town because I don't have any money. So I guess we're going to undo that. I haven't achieved anything, so whatevs. All right, so I'm going to use the 2 to go to the hearts. So the heart is going to be my action. I'm going to go to the trail, and I am going to, nope, I lied. Yes. I am using the queen. Ooh, I was thinking about doing that Hold'em variant. So there's a Hold'em variant that Game Rightus mentions, and that's you flip 2 cards face up. So if you've ever seen Texas Hold'em be played online, or if you played it yourself, there are 2 cards in the middle that everybody shares, and then you got your cards that you get, and you're trying to make your best hand out of not only the 5 cards that you've gathered, but the 2 cards that are in the middle. I thought about doing that, but I didn't. But it's cool that that's out there. In the solo mode, that actually makes it a little harder to beat the bot, because if you use the Hold'em variant, the bot gets an extra 5 points. Because I used a character, the bot gets an extra 5 points. So I'm already triggering that. But yeah, I'm not doing the Hold'em variant, but next time I play, I'll probably give it a shot. So I'm using the 2 as hearts to go to the trail. I'm using the queen to come here, and that means I can go almost as far as I want, because I can go all the way out to the queen. But I want to avoid a bonus action being given because Wyatt Earp will steal a card. So I'm actually just going to go to the 2 spot. So I skip the ace spot. I don't get to do anything there, but I'm here at the 2 spot, which means I either get a gold pan or a hammer. So that's ability to earn some good stuff at the end of a round. I've already got a gold pan, and I've already got a pretty good amount of gold. I don't have a whole lot of cash, so I'm going to take that hammer so that at the end of every round I can earn $2. I want to have some cash on hand. And that leaves me with the ace of clubs to go into my poker hand. All right, that is the second turn. I did not earn a bonus action, so Wyatt Earp does not get to steal a card. Oh, but I got another club, so Wyatt's going to trigger again if I get a bonus action this time. Okay, I still only have $1, so going to town, man, I need to get some money here. I can't go robbing. I could change one of these. Yeah, I could change one of these to try to go with stealing. All right. You know what? I'm gonna come down the mine shaft. So I'm gonna do the diamond. So I'm doing the 6, the diamond as my suit. So I'm gonna go mining. I am going to use, I don't know, 6 of 1 on the other 2, an 8 or a 5. Oh, here we go. I could use the 5 and come down the other side of the shaft, which maybe I will, because I'm going to avoid giving him a bonus action. So if I came down with the 8, I would get a heart and a gold nugget, which means I could go do something up here on the, oh, but I could get $12. You know what? I will. Okay, so I'm going to use the 8 to come down here. So I get a gold nugget, and I get a heart action. So the heart action is up here on the trail. I can go out as far as I want because it's a free action. So I'm going to skip 3 and 4, and I'm going to come here to 5 where I get $12. That is a lot of money. That is fantastic. I need cash bad. So I found a treasure trove in the desert somewhere. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I've got $13. Now I am primed and ready to go to town. So that is cool. On the trail, I will note, you can never go backwards. So if you do skip some spaces, then that is permanently leaving you that far out. So I use the 6 and the 8. So the 5 of hearts is what I have left for my poker hand, which is not looking great so far. I have 3 different suits and 3 different numbers. Not great. Wyatt Earp, I did get a bonus action, and there was a club in that draw. So Wyatt Earp's special ability does trigger, and at the end of the game, he is going to score some points for that card he stole. All right, turn number 4. Club again. We will be dealing with Mr. Earp potentially. So I have a 3 of hearts, 9 of clubs, 8 of diamonds. Well, let's go to town. So we're going to use the 9. Gosh, I'm going to have 5 completely mismatched cards here. And where do I want to go? I can go to 3 or 8. So 3 is the hideout, which would get rid of wanted signs, of which I don't have any yet. The 8 would allow me to go to the land office where I could spend money to start carving out land and getting some points. I feel like I want to go to the pistol or to the gunsmith though, so that I can get a gun and be better at robbing. Okay, so I'm going to spend one of my gold to make this 8 a 9 through that power. And I'm going to come here to the gunsmith. I'm going to spend $3 and get myself a pistol. So I'm going to mark off the first 3 cash. Now the pistol, once you have it, you circle it over here in the Robin section, and it adds 2 to the value of the card that gets flipped when you do your robbery. So it makes it a little bit easier for that value to be higher than where you went robbing. So that and then I also get to do the heart action at the top of the gunsmith. So Wyatt Earp will get to steal a card because I'm doing the heart action. So I might as well just go 1 and come here to the 6, which is a free spade action. Now that I've got the gun, I can achieve something a little bit better. So I'm going to come to the 6. I'm going to do a free spade action. And I get to choose where I want to go here. I could steal some chickens. I could steal a cow. I'm going to try for a cow. It's going to give me a couple wanted signs that I can potentially try to get rid of later. But it gives better money. So I'm already sitting +2 with my gun. I'm thinking I might go to the 6 or the 7 because those payouts are a little bit better. Get a little bit more money. Do I feel lucky? The best hand that he's ever gotten in this game was a 3 of a kind. That's pretty good. Getting 3 of the same number there is tough. I've only played this once and it was a while ago, so I don't remember how good of a hand I ever got. But how do you pull off a royal flush? That would just be incredible luck. All right, so I'm going to come... I'm going to do the 6. I'm going to be a little bit of a chicken. So I'm going to come here to the 6. I'm going to try to steal a cow. I am going to draw a card. And we got a Panda Angel in the house. Panda, are you in Seattle yet? Are you on your way to Seattle? What's going on? My lovely wife gets to hang out with the also lovely Panda, Lucky. Hope you two have a wonderful time in Seattle. I know. I wish I was too. I will definitely be there next year. We're gonna get all of our dog sitting figured out by then. Um, so you're now all right. Cool. Well, I'm glad you made it safe. I hope you have a ton of fun and play lots of cool games. Um, Jonathan Geek Dad said that Flat Out was gonna have a couple new prototypes there that he was gonna get. So you can try out some new Flat Out games with him. All right, so I got to draw my card, see how I do against the robbery. I want this card to be pretty high. I need to beat a 6. And I got a 6. So, equal to or higher. I could have gone for the 7, man. Dang. All right, but I was successful, which means I get 2 wanted signs for stealing a cow. I get 4 points. I'm on the board, 4 stars. And I get $3. So the $3 that I spent on my gun, I just made it back. Legends in the house too. What's up, friend? Got a cool crew coming in tonight. Love it. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Panda. Happy New Year, Legends. Panda, any games that you're looking forward to playing? Jess was telling me that you were talking about doing a cooperative stamp collecting game. What is the name of this game? Because that sounds interesting. I am curious to see what that is. Okay, but I did get a bonus action. I got a heart and a spade. And so Wyatt Earp steals a card. I believe, I'll double check, but I believe he only steals 1. I don't think he steals 2, even though I got 2 bonus actions. Through its special ability, you may permanently steal a card if you draw the top card without looking at it, place it under. It will never steal more than 1 card per turn. Okay, so even though I got 2 bonus actions this time, nice little chaining, the Cowbot only steals 1 card. So they're up to a couple now, though. And then the 3 hearts was the card that I have left. So I have junk. But I've got 4 different numbers that I could potentially score a pair with. That's my only option. I'm not going to get a flush. I don't have a straight draw or anything like that. But if I can get an ace, a 5, or a 3, or a jack out of these 3, I can score a pair, which will give me a couple bucks and a point. Cozy Stickerville. Co-op, choose your own adventure. Ooh. Justin, I love co-ops. Love choose your own adventure. That sounds fun. Thanks, Panda. That's awesome. All right, round 5, or turn 5. Queen, that is not one of the ones I need. 7 is not one of the ones I need. But a 3 is. Hey, there we go. All right, so if I wanted to keep the 3 for my poker hand, it would score me a couple bucks and a point. That would leave me with these 2 options. I could come to town, which is not bad. Yeah. Why don't we come to town? So I'm going to come to town with the club. Oh, and Wyatt Earp is potentially going to trigger his ability because it's a club. So we're coming to town with the club. That means I have the 7 to try to do some activities with. I can go to the hotel. That is the ability of 7. And it is circling left to right. These are endgame points. The first time I go to the hotel, I can circle the first one and get 2 points. I'm locking in 2. But if I can go again, I can score 7 instead of 2. And if I can go a third time, so the hotel is best done if you can go there a lot of times. Legend says, I have a prologue envelope of Cozy Stickerville. I don't know what any of that means, but I might find out if Jess is coming home with a copy. Panda, thanks for popping in. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time. Yeah, hug my wife for me. And you guys be safe and just really do some good stuff hanging out. So look forward to hearing all the stories. So we'll see you later. Okay, but I think I want to get this rifle because I feel like I might just be a bandit. So I'm gonna spend a couple more of my gold nuggets to change this 7 into a 9. Come back here, and I am gonna spend $4 to get the rifle. So now instead of the gun, I have the rifle. So when I do my stealing, I get to add +4 to the card to try to beat. So that is cool. Okay, so I went to town. I did this action, which sent me here. I did not get a bonus action, so even though there was a club, Wyatt Earp does not get to trigger his ability, and the 3 of diamonds is what's left, so I did squeak out a pair. All right, so we're going to carry out the last parts because that was the 5th turn, so we're going to do the end of my phase. So set the sheriff card, take 5 turns, resolve poker hand. So we have a pair of 3s. One pair is worth $2 and 1 point. So I currently have 5 points. Then I'm going to do some panning and working. So I have 1 pan, so that gives me 1 gold nugget in the in-between rounds. And then I have 1 hammer, which gets me $2. Now I got cash. Man, I had no cash forever, and now I'm like swimming in money. That's good though, because if I get arrested right now, I'm going to have to spend some of it. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these. I resolved my poker hand. I did my panning and working. Now I have to see if the sheriff can arrest me. I only have 2 wanted signs, so this isn't too bad. If the sheriff... So this card has to be an ace. If it is an ace, the sheriff gets me. Anything else, the sheriff card is equal to or greater than my wanted signs, and I'm fine. So let's see. It's a 10. I'm good. So no arrest happens, and we go into the next round. So all those cards that came off during that first round are going back in now. So those kings, the 3s, you know, all that kind of stuff, we're getting them all back. What I don't have is whatever Wyatt Earp stole. So I have no idea what cards are out of the game. I am not doing a great job of shuffling here. It's me cheating. All right. I'm so stoked that my in-laws got me this game. They had no idea. They were just buying us a game. They knew we like games. And they saw some games at a craft fair there in Reno. And they just so happened to get me one that I really wanted. Which is cool. All right. So, first thing we do, we shuffle the deck. We set the sheriff card. So this card comes off. We have no idea how powerful the sheriff is. And then we flip 3 and start taking our turns. 9 of clubs. So Wyatt Earp will trigger this time. Diamonds, jack of diamonds. Okay. So I can go mining or I can go to town. I do have a lot of money. If I was to go to town, I could go with a jack or a queen. At the jack, that's the sheriff's office, so I could peek at the card, so I would have an idea. Or I could get rid of 2 wanted signs, one or the other. If I go to the queen, that would be at the saloon. I could spend money and get points. If I go to the sheriff's office, I would also get a free diamond action. So with going to town with the sheriff's office, I could do both things. Oh, but this would be cool. And maybe I'll do this. So at the bail bonds, which is if I take the jack and I lower it by 1, I can choose a jack, queen, or a king as a potential outlaw. So you can see they're all outlaws, right? They're all holding their guns up. We got the masked outlaw. We got the red-headed outlaw. We've got the bandito on the king. If I choose, I can choose one of those. And every time that comes out, I get to choose one of these 3 options. I can gain $4 because I'm a bail bondsman. I could gain 2 gold nuggets, or I could get rid of 2 wanted signs. So every time that pops out into the deck, and we still got a lot of turns, so that seems like a good thing. It also would mean that I would not get a bonus action, so I would not help Wyatt Earp. Bum, bum, bum. All right, we're going to do that. So we're going to use the 9 to come to town. We're going to use the jack and 1 gold to come here to the 10. And we are going to, what outlaw do we want to choose? So a jack and a queen have already come off. We know there's at least 2 kings in there, and Wyatt Earp probably hasn't stolen any of them because that was last round and they were in the deck. So we're going to choose kings. So anytime a king comes out, I get to choose $4, 2 gold, or take out 2 wanted signs. Okay, and then my free bonus for coming here to the bail bonds is a point. So I'm sitting at 6. Oh, so I used those 2 as my place to go, and that leaves me with the Queen of Diamonds as my first poker card. Here we go. Let's see if we can do any better. Sorry, Wyatt Earp, you do not get any stealing of cards this turn. But you get another shot at it. 4 of clubs, Queen of clubs, 5 of diamonds. Okay, so if I went mining with the diamond, I have a 4 and a queen. I could come up here and get a free town. So if I went mining, I could get a free town action. Or I could come down here and get a bunch of gold and some points. Oh, no, I can't. I don't have the right. Okay. So why don't we do that? Okay, so we're going to use the 5. Oh, but I want the queen there. You know what? I'm going to try to beat what was it? Who was it? Gameritis' best hand, right? Or at least match it. Gameritis says best hand ever was a 3 of a kind. So I'm going to see if I can match that. I've got 2 queens. Here we go. So if I go to town, oh yeah, let's do that. Okay. So if I go to town with the 4, with the club, I'll use the 5 to come to the general store, and I can buy one of 3 different things. I can buy a gold pan, so I could go down here, which would make me some more money, more gold every time between rounds. I could buy a pickaxe, which would help me in the mine by allowing me to go to more places. It adds plus or minus 2 to any of the things that I'm doing, so I can kind of move around through the different shafts easier. Or I could buy myself a bandana, and I kind of feel like I've been loading up to go robbing. So we're going to come here to the general store with the 5. We are going to take the bandana, which costs 1 cash. And now I get 1 fewer wanted sign every time I go robbing. So I feel like I am set to be a criminal. And then I have the Queen of Clubs left for my poker hand. So I'm already sitting at a pair. Come on, Queen of Spades or Hearts. Did I get a bonus action? Oh, I will. I forgot. I didn't do the heart. So the free action that you get, the free bonus action you get at the general store is a heart action. So I could come up here. Yeah, I'll come out to the 7. It's 4 points. And another wanted sign. So I'm at 3 wanted signs now. Balatro. I don't know what that is. What kind of game is that, Legends? So I did get a bonus action, so Wyatt Earp gets to steal a card. If this is a queen, Wyatt Earp, I am going to be pissed. All right. So for turn number 3, we got a 6 of hearts, 10 of clubs, ace of diamonds. So Wyatt Earp is triggered again if I get any bonus actions. So do I want to come? I could go to the trail with hearts. I could go to town with the 10. Oh, and I forgot about the cemetery. I can go to the cemetery at any time. I can just skip. And with the diamond, I can go digging. So with the diamond, I could come to the mine. With the 6, I could come down here and get some points and some gold. And then I could potentially get down to one of these bonuses. Points per circled mine or points per circled building. That's not bad. Those 2 are pretty good for me. So why don't we do that? Balatro is the video game, which is poker, but a deck builder that is extremely addicting. Oh, what are you playing that on? Is that app? Is that Steam? Is that you just bought it and you got it on computer? That sounds fun. So the ace is going to be my suit to come here. The 6 is going to take me down this mine shaft, which is 2 points. A wanted sign. Did some shenanigans to get this gold and 4 gold nuggets. And then for my poker hand, I have the 10 of clubs. Okie dokie. No bonus action, so Wyatt does not get to steal a card. I'm playing it on my Switch. Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up. That sounds fun. Oh, I got a king. That's going to trigger my bondsman. Oh, and I got a 7. I could potentially go Robin. So with the king, why don't we... So I can take $4, 2 gold, or get rid of 2 wanted signs. So I'm at 4 wanted signs, which is not bad. That's not that high yet. And I feel like the king I'm going to leave. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's keep some gold. So we're going to take 2 gold nuggets. Gold allows you to continue manipulating the value or the suit of the cards. So for my bail bondsman, for catching a king outlaw, Pancho Villa, I caught Pancho Villa himself. I scored some gold. Now, for my turn, let's go robbing. We're going to spin the spade to go over there. I am going to spin the 4, but I am going to use a nugget to make it a 5 so I can come steal a cow. And then we're going to test our luck here. So I'm going to the 5. I've got a shotgun, so I don't think I can miss. Let's go. Okay. Oh, I could have robbed the train. Man, I could have done the big one and gotten away with it. All right, Ann. Hi, Ann. Welcome in, friend. I had a board game night tonight. We played the 5th campaign of Divinus and Magical Athlete twice. I have heard of Magical Athlete. I have not heard of Divinus. A campaign game? That sounds cool. What's the... I'm going to have to look that up. Man, I'm getting so many games that y'all are like, hey. So I'm going to look up Balatro, however you say that one, that Legend suggests. Gameritis says that this same group is making Flip Voyage, an ocean-themed version of this game, which I think Jess would really dig. And now Anne is talking about another campaign game called Divinus, which sounds awesome. And Legends is off to game night now. Have a great one, friend. Best of luck on all of your games. Win big, but have a good time. I hope it's fun. Thank you for popping in, Legends. It was good to see you. And okay, so I did the spade. I did that. I won handily. So I get 2 wanted signs, but I've got a mask, remember? So it's harder to tell who I am. That removes one of those wanted signs. So I only get 1. I get 4 points. And I get $1. This is a sickly cow, apparently. It's only worth $1. But for my poker hand, I have a king of hearts. So I have 2 queens, a 10, and a king. Man, I want that 3rd queen. I want to tie Gameritis. All right, that's done. 5th turn of the 2nd round. 5 of spades. Ooh, I could go Robin again. 9 of hearts. Queen. Ah, no. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to end with a pair because I don't have any kings, queens, or tens in this. So the queens are going to be my best bet. So I don't need to worry about which one I want to put into the poker hand. I want to go robbing because that's my... Oh, I did forget to say, if you do all 3 of a particular type of robbing, there is a bonus on that row. So I have the 7 left in the cows that if I do that, I get a free diamond action. So that's pretty cool. And no clubs, so I don't have to worry about Wyatt Earp. Oh, is there a club on that last one? There was not. So no Wyatt Earp worries on that one either. 5 streams in a row. That's awesome. And thank you so much for being here. We really, really enjoy your presence here. And thank you so much for hitting 5 streams in a row. It's not easy to do because we're not always the most consistent streamers. We're working on it. We're trying, but with the holidays and all that kind of craziness. So appreciate you being here, and bum, bum, bum. Okay, so this is definitely going in here. Do I want the 9 or the 3? With the 9, I could try for a stagecoach. It's pretty tempting, especially with my shotgun. Let's do it. We're going for the 9. We're going to try to rob this stagecoach, folks. And the 3 of diamonds will go over here. All right, so I got to draw my robbery card. I have to beat a 9, but I have a shotgun, which gives me a bonus of 4. So as long as this is a 5 or higher, I'm successful in my robbery. So let's go. I love gambling. I do love gambling too much. So I'm glad I have games like this that help scratch that itch. Kapow! Oh, it's a 6. So 6 plus my shotgun of 4 gives me 10, which is higher than my robbery, so I'm good to go. So I get 3 wanted signs, but remember with my mask, I get a 1 robbery or wanted sign lowering, so that's cool. I get 6 points. Yes, and $4. All right, feeling pretty good here. And there. Okay, so that's the 5th turn. That's the end of the 2nd round. So I will resolve my poker hand. Again, I got a pair, so that's $2 and a point. I am not the best poker player, apparently. I am just okay. But a pair of queens is better than the pair of 3s I had last time. Then I go panning and working. So panning, I have 1 gold pan, so that's going to score me a gold nugget. I have 1 hammer, so that's going to score me 2 more bucks. Doing some carpentry work. Then I got to see if I can avoid the sheriff here. So the sheriff, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 wanted signs. If the sheriff is a 6 or lower, I am busted. If it is a 7 or higher, I am good. Let's see. King, good. I'm avoiding the sheriff like crazy, people. All right, so that's the end of the 2nd round. We got 1 more round. This game moves along pretty quick. I can see if you got a couple of people, there's going to be some different thoughts around, oh, I want to do this or that. You know, so you get some of the slower folks, and I can be a slower player. I am definitely one that has AP at times. But I also have no idea how I'm doing. We're going to see. And I got to decide. So I still have my special ability from being the miner. At any point, I can go down a mine shaft for free. And I'm currently aimed at, for bonus points, 1 point per circled building. I have 3 of those so far. Or 1 point per circled mine. If I did this, I would have 4 if I got that one. And I have a free one here, so I might try to go for that one. Divinus is fun, god themed, so Nordic and Roman competing gods, where you build a 4x4 grid of terrain with sacred sites, scannable locations and camps of soldiers, Nordic, Roman, and barbarian. Legacy games, so there's steers on the. Okay, I like the sound of this. Lots of fun. Are you speaking for this one, Ann? Like, do you think this one's good? Because I love dice. And we don't have a whole lot of campaign games that involve dice. I love Legacy. So that sounds cool too. The theme sounds that sounds cool. And it's a co-op game. We're on 5 out of 12 campaigns. That sounds really cool. I gotta write these things down that I gotta go look at. So Divinus, Balatero. Do I have a pen here? Write it down on one of the other dry erase boards. Divinus, Balatro, something like that, and Flip Voyage. So if this game sounds intriguing, not cooperative, you definitely compete. Ooh, interesting. That could be interesting to see if that's something. Is it fighty? Yeah, I'll have to check that out. That sounds cool. Because Jess and I are big Care Bears. We've been going through the Jaws of the Lion campaign, the Gloomhaven. No, more of a race to complete quests. Oh, cool. That's fun. That could be kind of like the Clank Legacy, where, yeah, you're competing, but you're not fighting against each other. So I like the sound of that. All right, round 5. Let's pull our sheriff card. We have no idea what that sheriff's up to. And here we go. 5 more turns. We got 8 of hearts, 5 of clubs, and the Queen of Hearts. So we could come here to the trail, and I've got a shot at getting to the trail stop bonus. 5. So with the clubs, I could come to town with the 8 or the Queen. Queen will allow me to buy some points. That's not bad. Maybe I should do that. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. I got a lot of gold. So I'm going to use the 5 of clubs to come to town. I'm going to use the Queen to go to the saloon. I think and there's an app with it. All right. I am liking all of the sounds of this, Anne. Seriously. I'm probably going to look it up and it's going to be like $300 on it. No, it sounds really cool. I do like the sound of that. So I'm definitely looking that up tonight. We'll see if it's one that Jess and I want to pick up. All right, so I'm coming here to the saloon. And I can spend $2 per point up to 8 times. So I can spend up to $16 for points right now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16. I could spend all 16 and still have like a good amount of money left with still time to get more because I got to watch out for the sheriff. All right, let's go for it. So we're going to spend all 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this whole row. That's going to leave me with about $9 left. But, you know, I can go robbing. I can get some more. I did win. So not sure how much it runs. Oh, you won it. Sorry, I didn't read that right. You won it, so not sure how much it runs. That's cool. I love that kind of stuff. How did you win it, Anne? Okay, so I get 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I get a free point for coming to the saloon. That's the little bonus for that building. And then I have an 8 of hearts for my poker hand. poker hand. And there was no clubs, and I didn't get a bonus action anyways. So, oh, look at that ace. Isn't that cool? The artwork in this is neat. I like that ace. It was on Twitch, but I forgot which streamer. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Ooh, I could go a Robin. Ooh, if I did that, I could go get that last cow, which would give me a free mine action. So that sounds pretty good. Oh, and I got an 8, which I could add into my poker hand. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're doing ace to go Robin. We're going to do the 9 of heart. We're going to do the 9 for the value. Oh. Okay, and I'm going to take off 2 gold to make it a 7 to come here and get the last cow. The reason I want to do that is because when you finish all 3 of a certain type of crime, you get a special bonus. So I will get a free diamond action after I try to steal this cow. You love a flip. I love flipping rights too. And this one has a little bit of chaining. It's not as chainy as something like a Play the Dice game or some of the ones in that line. Some of the like what's the other rolling right that I really like? The Gonchon's Clevers. But it's got a little bit of chaining, which is cool. So I like when you can get something that can help you get something else. I also like this one because you can boost your abilities and make you stronger at doing things. So in robbing, I got a shotgun and the mask. But if I wanted to go on the trail and really hit the trail as far as I could, you can buy a horse that allows you to get out to the higher value ones easier. In the graveyard, you can do some stuff there by becoming friends with the Undertaker. All right, so I am drawing a 7. Remember, I have a +4 for my shotgun. So if this is an ace or a 2, I fail. Anything else, I succeed at stealing a cow. Oh, no! Oh, I failed. Dang it. But I still get all the stuff. So, well, I don't get all the stuff. I get some of the stuff. I get the wanted signs, but my mask helps me avoid one of those. So I get 1 instead of 2. I get half of the points. So I only get 2 points instead of 4. And I get no money. But I get to do the free diamond action. So I can come here and get a point per circled building. So that would be worth currently 4. I could come here and do a point per circled mine. That would currently be worth 4, but I have a guaranteed another one here. So that would be worth probably at least 5. So why don't we do that? That gives me 3 more wanted signs. Oh, shoot. I am very wanted right now. And then at the end of the game, I get 1 point per circled mine. So that's 4 bonus points at least right now. I'm going to use my special ability. No, I'm going to save it because depending on what cards I get, it could help me get down to the stuff that I want to do. Okay. I'm going to save that. Got a couple more turns, but I got the 8 of diamonds here, so I've got a pair. So I'm already rocking the poker hand. Come on, more 8s. I did not have a club. Wyatt Earp does not do anything to me, but I did that. Dang, I can't believe that I got that ace. Fail. Ace. Or let's see, I got 7. Jack, 4. So in this game, an ace counts as a 1, except for when you're doing the poker hand, you could have it count as a 1 or a higher than a king card. That's the only place where the ace counts potentially as a high card. In all of these other places, ace counts as 1. So drawing it here made me bonk. All right. So I can do some mining. I can go on the trail. I could do the trail. That might not be a bad thing because I was looking at this of getting another 1 point per circle trail stop. So why don't we go? We're going to go to the trail and we're going to save the jack. We're going to use the jack has the card to go down the trail, because remember, you got to always have a higher than the value that's listed there. And then I'll use the 7 for my poker hand. So the 7 will be here. Jack will allow me to go to either the 8, 9, 10, or Jack space. Ooh, the Jack spaces get rid of 6 wanted signs. Ooh, Nelly, that's nice. That might be really good. Because I have a lot of wanted signs, and I don't want to get popped by the sheriff, because I either have to spend 18 bucks or 8 points to avoid the sheriff. If he could potentially catch me. That would put me 1 away from potentially a free mining action. Okay, so let's do that. We're gonna come here. We're gonna skip 8, 9, 10. We're coming to the Jack space. Get rid of 6 wanted posters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I now only have 5 wanted posters, much better than 11. And I got the 7 of diamonds up there. That is the 3rd turn. Only 2 more turns. Oh, is there a club? No. Okay. Wyatt's not stealing a ton of stuff from me. Come on, I want another 8. All right, I got 2 clubs. So potentially tripping Wyatt's power if I get a bonus action this turn. So I can go Robin again, which would be fun. I could go to town. If I go to town, I could get a free... Oh. Maybe I want to go to town. If I go robbing, I could try the 10. Which is... Okay. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to go... I'm going to go to town, because then I can get the free thing. Okay, so I'm coming to town with the 4. I am using the Jack to come to the sheriff's office. Now, the power at the sheriff's office is I can either take a peek at the sheriff card so I know what it is, and I would know how much in trouble am I potentially. So for my last turn, I could kind of tell, do I need to do some work or not? Or I could tell maybe how bad I could be. Or I could straight up get rid of 2 wanted posters, which would leave me down with just 3, which is pretty good. So both of those are not bad. I feel like I want to get rid of the wanted posters, because if I'm going to go digging around in the mine, I'm going to get a bunch more. So getting rid of some will help, because I'm going to get some back. So 1, 2 wanted posters gone. I get a free diamond action, which I am going to come here. I get 3 points. I get a wanted poster, because this digging around wasn't somebody else's claim. And I get 2 gold nuggets. And I am going to now use my special ability to come down here. And I get 2 more wanted posters. But now I get 1 point per trail stop that I went to, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5. So I scored 5 points there. I got the 10 of clubs left for my poker hand. So I got a pair of 8s, a 7, and a 10. Last turn. Oh, did I get a bonus action? I did. So Wyatt steals a card. So Wyatt's power trips. If ever there's a club here in my 3 cards, and I get a bonus action, which I did from the sheriff's office, he steals a card. There's a queen, and a 4, and a 9. Okay, so nothing to help me with my poker hand. So none of these are helpful there. So let's go see what we can do. I can come to town. With the 9... I could potentially come here and score some points. So if I came here, I could spend a bunch of money. What do I have left? I have $9. So I could turn $9 into like 5 points. No. I could turn 8 money into 6 points. That's not bad. Because at the end of the game, it's 4 money for 1 point. So if I can turn 8 money into 6 points, that's excellent. And I would get a free trip over to the cemetery. And I would not get any wanted posters, which is not bad. So that's with the 9. With the 4, I could get a horse, but that's not really all that great. I could come up to the hideout and get rid of 4 wanted signs. That would take me down to 2. So I would basically be totally set for the sheriff. Oh man. So if I come here, I can turn, instead of 2 points, I would have 6. So I would gain 4 points, but risk potentially losing a lot if the sheriff card is pretty low. These are those great decisions, right? So club, we're gonna go to the hideout. I've been a criminal. I've got to go to the hideout, right? That just makes sense. So we are going to do the 4 or the not. Sorry, I should not be mixing news. We're going to do the 4. We're going to spend 1 gold nugget to come down to the 3. That allows me to get rid of 4 wanted signs. 2, 3, 4. Watch, this is probably like a king again. And I get a free point. Cool. So that's nice. Then I have the 9 of diamonds here for my poker hand. And that is it. So let's see how we did. All right. Resolve poker hand. I have a pair again. So I got $2 and a point. Hand and work. I get 1 more time with the pan, gives me a gold. 1 more time with the hammer, gives me 2 more bucks. And then the sheriff attempts to arrest me, but I only have 2 wanted signs, so it is practically impossible. We are fine. I still would have been fine had I gone the other way, but it was close. All right. So we resolved everything into the game. All right. So 1 point for every 4 in my inventory. So I have 10, 11, 12. I have 13. So I get 3 points for my leftover cash. 1 point for every 2 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 5 points for my gold. Silver stars. 1 point for every circled mine. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And 1 for every circled stop on the trail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 11. And then all of these, 10, 20, 39 for my accrued stars here. So I have 58 for my end score. Now, let's see how Wyatt Earp did. So in order to calculate, and I'm doing normal mode with Wyatt. You can do easy, normal, or hard, but I'm just learning, so we're going to do normal mode. At the end of the game, tally your scores. Each stolen card earns the cowboy 2 points in normal mode. So that is 4 cards for 8 points. And it's, what's nice is these cowbot cards are dry erase as well, so you can write right on them. Okay. Each stop on the trail that you didn't circle earns the cowbot points equal to its trail modifier. Trail is a 2 times modifier. So each of the 4 places is a modifier. So town was really good for Wyatt Earp. So I probably wanted to focus on town a lot, which I didn't do too bad. I went to 6 different places. Town, mine, and then trail and Badlands. So trail, it was each stop that I didn't circle earns 2 points. So I didn't circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 16 points for Wyatt Earp. Each target in the Badlands that I didn't circle So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 8. Oh, so Wyatt Earp's the sheriff, right? So he's not going to go robbing. So he gets low points for the Badlands. But he gets a lot of points for town. For the mine, each chamber that you didn't circle in the mine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 3 is 24. And then each building that I didn't circle in town, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4 is 24. Oof, this is not good. Okay, in normal mode, tally the 4 times, 3 times, and 2 times, ignoring the 1 times. So I don't add the 8 points, but I add the others. So that's 48, 58, 64. Plus 5 points if I played a character, which I did, so that's 69. And 5 points if we played Texas Hold'em, which I didn't. So Wyatt Earp got 69. I got 58. I lose. Wyatt Earp took me out. Dang it. But hopefully that was okay for my first game. Yeah, it's trying to see like what's important. Like what should you go after? So the other expansion that, or not expansion, but variant that you can play is the Texas Hold'em variant. And so with your poker hand, in addition to the 5 cards that you gain through your 5 turns, there will also be 2 cards just sitting there as part of a potential hand. So the bot gets an extra 5 points for if you play this variant, because this could help you potentially get upwards. You know, if I had had this with these 2 3s, I would have gotten 2 pairs instead of 1 pair, or potentially a straight, you know. So it helps you kind of know which way to go. Gameritis, how is 58? You're probably like, oh, that's how much I got when I wake up in the middle of the night and play this, you know, in my sleep. So I feel pretty good. I feel like that was okay. I had a lot of fun. I do enjoy this one a lot. I am going to check out the ocean-themed one. Do you think if you had robbed the train, you may have beaten the cowbot? So if I had gotten... I could have robbed that train and gotten that... So the points you get for robbing the train is 8 points, plus either 3, 6, or 10 bucks. It's very possible. If I hadn't whiffed on this cow, that was 4 points right there that I would have gotten, plus 5 bucks. So that was a bummer that I whiffed on that one. Yeah, I don't know, Tangy. But I tell you what, we'll bring it to PAX next year and we can all play. See who is the best in Tombstone, the most feared, notorious. Yeah. All right, well, folks, I'm going to switch to the up aboves. It has been a lovely Thursday evening to spend with you. I hope that you are all doing okay. Like I kind of said at the top of the stream, things are crazy here in the States. There's a lot of weight on a lot of people, and I feel that too. And I hope that this was a little bit of an enjoyable space for you to just breathe and have fun. And yeah, it helped me breathe and have fun. So I really appreciate you being here. My best was 62. Okay. I got 58. All right, Gameritis, thank you for helping me feel a little bit better. I appreciate that. So, all right. I'm going out on a high note. Thanks, Gameritis. Well, I hope you all have a really wonderful rest of the weekend, the best possible that you can. Don't stress if you don't get to have the best days ever, but we'll just make them through one at a time. Keep playing some games. I don't know all the things that Jess says. She's way better at signing off than I am, but I appreciate y'all. And yes, I hope you have a good weekend, and talk to you all later.